What's up, y'all? Welcome to another installment of Philosophyrexia. We are Pack Rats MTG. I'm Patrick. This is Cam.
What's up, guys?
And as you're aware, Philosophyrexia is a space for Cam and I to pontificate on various topics within Magic that we choose. And it's pretty informal and free-flowing. So today's topic is our favorite. Oh, I'm already getting excited about this one as a control player.
Oh my God!
Our favorite board wipes, which, I mean, come on. As a control player, board wipes have to be near and dear to your heart. And so let's see what we got here. Cam, I'm going to let you start off since you would be caught playing board wipes, much more, what would you say, infrequently than I would. So what board wipes make it for you?
Yeah, well, so board wipes, this is where it gets really fun because board wipes have a broad definition, right? So when most people think board wipes, I'm guessing, like you go back to the classics, right? Like Wrath of God, Shatterstorm, right? It doesn't have to be creatures. Armageddon. But I like conditional board wipes. I like board wipes that, so like Toxic Deluge comes to mind, right? Where you can kind of set the meter, or it's affected by other things where its effect is only as broad or as large as a particular scenario. So Mutilate comes to mind. All creatures get -1/-1 for each swamp you control. I love this type of board wipe because you can actually manipulate your creature base or your permanent base to be affected by it much less. Now, obviously, as an Azorius player, you're sitting over there thinking, well, or you just don't play creatures and you just play Supreme Verdict.
I think you're onto something.
That's what she said.
But I like to have a little bit of a presence, and I like to be able to manipulate that presence in my favor as an aggro control player. And yes, board wipes have their place in aggro control. So that's my initial input.
Okay. I like it. You threw out some good ones there. Obviously, Toxic Deluge. I mean, you and I are both in love with that card right now. And I
think
we couldn't say enough about it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So let's move on to that. Let's not talk anymore about Toxic. Okay, let me hit you with some of my favorites. What about, explicitly one-sided, as opposed to you're kind of trying to trick them around? What about explicit one-sided ones, such as Ingarrick's Wake and Plague Wind?
Yeah, for sure, man. That late in the game, those guys, if one launches off, it's probably a seal. In Commander, there would be very few scenarios where you actually resolve an Ingarrick's Wake and you don't end up with such a shift in board presence that you take it pretty much immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Let's see. You named at least, probably around half a dozen. So let me fire off a few more at you before we get your thoughts round two. I like Akroma's Vengeance a lot. 6 mana, destroy all creatures, enchantments, and artifacts, and you can cycle it for 3. I mean, right? That's a masterpiece of a card. Love it.
Yes.
So I love Akroma's Vengeance. I like, as kind of a more tricksy one, I like Slaughter the Strong a lot. Each player chooses for power up to 4. Like creatures with power up to 4 and then sacrifices the rest.
Again, a manipulable wipe.
Yes. And that one, I think it does say, and sacrifices the rest. So you get around indestructible, right?
Love it.
So I like that. I like, I like Martial Coup a lot.
I know you do.
I love you.
I know.
You know I do, because not the least of the reasons is that you can transmute with a Muddle the Mixture. Transmute a Muddle the Mixture for a Martial Coup when you're in dire straits, and then have a board at the end of a board wipe. Beautiful.
Yeah, and not just a little board. It's 5 1/1s, correct?
Well, it's X and 2 white, and then it says you put, X soldier tokens, right? And then if X was 5 or more, destroy all others.
That's right. Wow. Yeah, that card is, man,
Oh,
that is an excellent
so
wipe.
good.
Got to be one
Love
of the funnest all time for sure.
Yeah.
We had mentioned the previous couple of videos. It's just a cool card, Starstorm, right?
Yep.
Just like you mentioned, Chroma's Vengeance, you got cycling on it, so you can get rid of it when it's not applicable at the particular scenario, and it hits all creatures, and it's adjustable.
Yep.
X can be 1 if you want to get rid of a couple annoying little creatures like Grim Lavamancer or something. I'm dating myself by bringing that up as an example, but the point is, it can function on a grand scale or a very small scale. The versatility is just incredible. But one of the things that we haven't brought up yet is mass bounce, and because we're defining this as sweeps, any sweeping effect I think could be applicable here.
Sure.
Stuff like evacuation, or distortion wake, or is it wake of distortion? Anyway,
distortion wake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or Aether Spouts, right? 5 mana bounce, 6 permanents. I mean, those cards to me are probably my favorite. So like, you kind of poked at me about being not the person to play a lot of wipes, but if I was going to say a category of wipes that are my favorite, it's the mass bounce, because with stuff like Aether Spouts, you don't abandon your board position. You just temporarily
and because you like stuff with enter the battlefield effects, which works really well when you mass bounce things. So I could get why you say that. I'll tell you one that I was reminded of today randomly. I was thinking about it, but do you remember Unhallowed Burial?
Remind me what it does.
3 and 2 white. Put all creatures on the bottom of their owner's library.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's an incredible
one. Such a good one. Oh my gosh.
Which is basically a cheaper Terminus, right? I mean, Terminus does the same on a Miracle, which again is another great board wipe.
Exactly.
That was excellent. Okay, so favorite all time. If we had to kind of wrap this up and button up this little discussion, what is your number one favorite board wipe of all time? And obviously we can explore more. There's a ton more board wipes out there. We have, we haven't talked about the red wipes like Wildfire, right? That's a real classic one. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to discuss, but if we had to just say number one favorite board wipe.
Oh man. I think the newest one, I mean, Time Wipe is incredible. I mean,
for a true control player,
that's insane. Yeah. So just in terms of quality for me right now, I think Time Wipe is you can't find its equal right now.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a runner-up for you that was hard to decide between?
No, I mean, I was thinking about the novelty of Wrath of God. I mean, I remember because, one of my first decks that got me, into competitive Magic was Azorius Control with Wind Reaver. And at that point, all you had in the way of Wraths was Wrath of God.
Yeah.
And I think there was one other. But anyways, I played like 4 copies of Wrath. It's just so cool. And the art and all the art, variations of Wrath of God. It's just it's classic, It
is.
So
great classic card. Okay, so my choice is between 2, and I'll tell you, I do have a favorite between the 2. Item 1 is Decree of Pain. So 8 mana, you get to wipe the board and draw cards equal to the wipe, but then you also have that secondary option, which again, you and I love the cycling mechanic, where you can again downgrade the amount of the wipe that you're going to receive. You're still replacing it because of the cycling effect. It's such a cool, versatile wipe.
You're right, man.
Affects aggro, but then also late game when you're dealing with fatties. Just an amazing card. Favorite by far, though, is Jokel Hops.
Oh, right. What does Jokel Hops do again?
So it's a 6 mana sorcery that wipes artifacts, creatures, and lands.
Okay.
And I would say even more so now because you get to keep your enchantments, and now you also get to keep your planeswalkers. Very interesting to neuter everybody's board state and have you left with something. So if you've got a token generating enchantment like Assemble Legion, or if you have a planeswalker like Elspeth or something. I mean, that's recovering from something like that is almost never going to happen.
Mhm.
And of course, just do you remember the old art? It was this very old school, like almost Van Gogh type, swishy type look to it.
Yes.
And it was just this massive flood wiping everything out. Like, you talk about some cool retro art card. Jokel Hops has to be in the top 10. Super
Right,
cool.
right. That's interesting. I mean, the color scheme was similar to like Red Elemental Blast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to have at least one laying around somewhere.
I used to have 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if we still do. We have to go through this heap of a pile we've been keeping her culling. But
Yeah.
hopefully it comes up soon so I can put the keep hammer on it. Bam. I will
Yeah,
play it
really.
again.
Yeah.
We'll play it again. All right, guys. This has been a good discussion. Just, again, Philosophyrexia being about exploring a random topic for us with our 20-plus years of experience each, and really getting a chance to enjoy Magic as it has treated us over the years. So this is Pack Rats MTG. Again, this is Patrick. I'm Cam. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share it with your friends. Tell us your favorite board wipes. Tell us why our favorite board wipes are nonsense. We can't wait to hear from you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your whatever. We'll see you next time.